Okay, you guys, it's the biggest day because Janie Molster.
Here we go.
Janie is here.
So we don't always do it, but since this was just for me, I got to do exactly what I like, and I do have a love-hate affair with colors. So we built the bones of the room with the Pecky Cypress paneling, which, you know, wonderful texture, but really pretty much the neutral. And then we added the concrete floor and ceiling, and then we added really neutral linen curtains. So we came up with this room that we always love, which is a room that has more than one purpose, sort of a multitasking room. And it could be, you know, your library with bookshelves that also doubles as your dining room, that sort of thing. This particular room has two purposes in that it's a seating area and a living room and also a dining room that's incorporated into one.
And so we should say that Janie, truly, you designed the entire room, the cement floors, these beautiful polished cement floors, this gorgeous Pecky Cypress paneling, which I think you can see so well in some of these other angles. So how did you decide to do this Pecky Cypress? Because when she told me, I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah. I fell in love with it 30 years ago, and it's always been something that I want to do. So I just love I started with the Pecky Cypress, the cement floors and ceiling, and the steel windows and doors. Just sort of as a format, a neutral format, but a really strong format. The room has 12-foot ceilings. I think you walk in and you get an immediate sort of sense of the largesse of the space, and sort of it's grand, but it's also casual. With respect to your, advice on do whatever you want to, we live in a town sort of steeped in history, and I work largely in the Southeast, which is a lot of more traditional architecture. So being able to venture into something a little more mod and a little more urban sort of feeling was really a great opportunity.
But the other thing that I think is so cool about the Pecky Cypress and the cement was it doesn't feel austere at all.
Yeah, right.
So the Pecky Cypress paneling really warmed up that cement. I thought that was so smart. So she has this amazing ability, and a lot of your rooms show this. If you look at Janie's portfolio, you're going to lose 30 minutes of your life because you're gonna get sucked down the drain. But I love that you were able to take these hard edges and soften it with the wooden walls. I thought that was amazing. But okay, so can you talk about, because this is what I think is so amazing about this room. It feels very colorful, but really Janie picked pieces that are very neutral. So you really can move them around. And I think now so much in design, people, they do move, they get transferred, or they buy another house and they want to take some of these pieces and move them around. Or if you're like me, you just have your husband come home and suddenly you've rearranged your living room. But so I love that these, foundation pieces were very neutral, but then you were able to introduce these big hits of color. Can you talk about that? Because so much of your design has that aesthetic.
Well, it is true, and I mean, you hit on a good point that the thing when we go into redecorate, it's often, a client that will say, I am so over the green, or, I've literally divorced myself from orange. So, having color that, is a little more flexible. The bones of the room, the format of it was completely neutral. And if you notice, most of the upholstery, except for a few pieces, except for maybe two pieces, are really just white linen, echoing what's in the curtains. We did the black Arne Jacobson egg chair, but again, I still think black is a neutral. And then we did do the pop of color on the settee, the banquette that backs up to for the dining area. So aside from that, the accessories are really where the color comes from. And I mean, it's what I like, because I do like to rotate things in my home, and I think it's nice to be able to for my clients.
And I think that's what makes the room so amazing, because really if they did decide, I'm sick of this, these roses, these beautiful reds and pinks, they could translate this into a different room, and you could just come in by changing the rugs and the accessories, and boom, it's a completely different look. So that was brilliant.